OGTV 45 tapping in. For those of you who don't know, yesterday I turned 52 years old. I don't typically celebrate my birthday, but I was given an invitation that I couldn't turn down this past weekend, so I accepted it, and that's why I didn't immediately respond to this comment that was left in the comment sections of my last video. So first we're going to get into the comment, and then we're going to get into who made it and what the end result of this is going to be. Answer the question. Is ancestry-based arguments a winning argument against the Equal Protection Clause? I will answer this for you. No. Attacking 6 million black immigrants is the answer. No. Attacking all black Democrats? No. This is Brother Reggie. Come for me with your arguments.
The FBAs are scamming. What they claim to want is illegal already in the Constitution and law. It's illegal. In order for us to get reparations the way they want us to get, you're going to have to change the Constitution and case law. So there are two steps that are probably impossible. But black family, there's another way. It's not the FBA way. It doesn't matter how many church meetings that they have where they put up a tent and then they tell the people, well, after the service, you're going to get something to eat, right? Those type of church rallies, if they're using that strategy. It doesn't matter how many tents that they put up and how much they preach. The way that they're asking for reparations, lineage-based, is illegal.
Now, to my FBA family, before you all begin to assassinate Brother Reggie in my comments for what he just said, I'd like you to grant him respite until we have this debate. Yeah, because see, although I am going to beat Brother Reggie down on this subject, I'm going to do it with kid gloves on. Because see, he's from my neighborhood. He's good friends with my uncle, and he's getting older. So although he asked for this smoke, we're going to roll it in white paper for him. Now, to Brother Reggie, the only reason I even played that little clip just now was to level the playing field. Being that we are going to have this debate on my platform, it's only fair that I turn the audience against you and, have them in my favor and a little prejudice towards you because of them comments. This is going to be a pretty much FBA audience. And you are wielding a lot of degrees. You got an engineering degree. You said you had a couple more. I heard you say that before. And you also said you worked in a law firm for 16 and a half years. So, you got all the credentials in the world. I got the people. I think that makes it an even playing field. And it also shows that I have the intelligence to even participate in this debate with you, being that I was smart enough to level the playing field. Now, see, like I said, I don't have any degrees, but for the people who are supporting me in this, have no fear. OGTV 45 is here. I happen to know my way around the courtroom. No, I don't have no degrees. But I spent 11 years on the law library in the maximum security state prison. And in that time, I helped 4 living, breathing individuals get back in the court, and 3 of them actually get their cases overturned. I know how to cite case law. I know how to file habeas motions. You see, when a man is studying the law for a degree or for a job, I don't think he's studying with the same vigor as a man whose freedom has been taken away from him. And the only way he will ever see the light of day again, he will ever lay with a woman again, he will ever hug his mama and be with his family again, is to master that book and get back in that courtroom. So, we're not coming in there empty-handed, is what I'm saying to the FBA family. Brother Reggie, my first offer was 30 years. Had I blown trial, I would have gotten 60. I fired my lawyer and got it down to 20, suspended after 13 with 5 years probation. I did 11. I call that a win, especially due to the fact that I was guilty. It just so happens I'm familiar with the 14th Amendment's Equal Protection Clause. And it says, no state shall deny to any person within its jurisdiction equal protection under the laws. They wrote that thing not too long after the Civil War, Brother Reggie, to protect the newly freed black Americans from discriminatory state laws like the black codes and Jim Crow. That's why they wrote that thing. But what the government did was they started using it to scrutinize any program that benefited people based on race. I know how that thing worked, Brother Reggie. And I also know that you are tripping if you think it's this impenetrable wall. See, I know that there are ways to circumvent it, and I can tell you that people have circumvented it. I'm going to tell you what cases you're stuck on in your mind that make you think this is illegal and this is impossible. You're basing it on that City of Richmond case in 89, City of Richmond versus what is J.A. Croson and Son or something like that. You base it on that case, or you base it on that the 95 case, Adaran Constructors versus Pena. You're basing it on one of them two cases, or that other case with them schools, which was in 2023. Which case was that? With the school with Harvard and UNC. We won't get into this case law, Brother Reggie. It was Students for Fair Admission versus Harvard and UNC in 2023. I think you're looking at those cases and applying the results to FBA, but you're not seeing where it differs in the wording. And the wording is very important. You know about legal jargon. Brother Reggie, I'm going to tell you who you sound like. You sound like Day Day in Next Friday. Remember Ice Cube was going across the street to meet that Mexican girl, and Day Day said, she ain't going to give you none. I know she ain't going to give you none. I hope she don't give you none. See, I see this glass is half full. I've seen people circumvent that very clause that you're saying is insurmountable over the same reasons, the same things that you're saying is insurmountable for. I've seen it be circumvented, Brother Reggie. And we're going to talk about that too. Yes, sir, we will. The Japanese internment reparations of 88, they were rewarded, Brother Reggie, because of the wording. Brother Reggie, how about Pigford versus Glickman in 99? Were billions of dollars rewarded based upon race or not? It's about the wording, ain't it, Brother Reggie? I think you don't talk yourself into a hole saying that this is illegal and all this other stuff. You underestimated your opponent in this, Brother Reggie. I'm going to smoke your boots. And after I smoke your boots on this, then we're going to get to the stuff that you know you got no wins in. Like when you call the FBAs the scammers. And I don't even put my Cash App on my videos, Brother Reggie. But you do. You said attacking all black Democrats. In order for you to put that on me, we're going to have that argument. You're going to show and prove where I attacked all black Democrats and attack 6 million black immigrants is the other claim or question that you told me to bring the argument to you about. It's going to be on you to show and prove where I said that and I never did. So you about to lose bad, Brother Reggie. It's going to be a landslide. When this ex-con take all them degrees you got, Brother Reggie, it's going to be bad. When he take all them degrees you got and he roll them up, remember like how you used to roll up the newspaper and he whomp you on your ass. Whomp, 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 whomp. Truth be told, some of the brightest legal minds I've ever met in my life are behind that wall and been back there 25, 30 years. And they won't even have a conversation about law with another inmate unless he pays a consultation fee. So although my credentials don't add up to yours, you're spewing anti-FBA rhetoric. I'm standing on FBA business. I trust and believe my people behind me. So I think it's a fair fight. I accept your challenge, Brother Reggie. You say you want to keep the argument strictly legal, we're going to keep it legal. Brother Reggie, I only threw those cases out there because an arrogant chess player take his queen off the board and still beat you. I ain't even getting to Pickford versus Glickman. Oh, yes, I did. My bad. Yes, I did. I ain't getting to Morton versus Mancari. It's precedent to this. It's precedent to this being done the FBA way. Now, I also get to add a couple of my own questions in, since I was posed some questions. And the question I want to ask the people is, the first one is a two-part question. Is Pan-Africanism a scam? Is part one. And the second part is, was Marcus Garvey secretly in love with a white woman in Europe the whole time he was over here pushing that Black Star? The second question is Umar Johnson and everything that is related to Umar Johnson. But maybe the biggest question I want to ask you, Brother Reggie, is, and of course you guys doing all that digging and looking and searching over in Africa, how did you guys manage to miss this right here?
For nearly 15,000 years, there's a new discovery that's changing what we think we know about how the Americas were settled.
So there's this team at Florida State University that discovered stone tools alongside mastodon bones. That means they found the oldest known site of human life in the southeastern U.S. Consider that. Think about it for just a second. We're joined now by Florida State University Assistant Professor Jesse Holligan. Professor Holligan, good morning to you.
Good morning to you guys.
So put into just layman's waking up Saturday morning, eating my Wheaties terms, what this means, the discovery of these tools.
So these bones and artifacts show that people were in Florida 1,500 years earlier than a lot of people accept the Americas were colonized. And more importantly, a lot of us were taught that the Americas were colonized by some folks coming through an ice-free corridor from Alaska through Canada into North and South America around 13,500 years ago. That's what most high school textbooks say. That ice-free corridor wasn't open until 14,000 years ago. This site is 500 years older than that, and in Florida, which is by any stretch of the imagination, kitty corner across the continent from Alaska. So it means that we really have to re-examine how and when the Americas were colonized.
So this is on its face fascinating, but when I look at the pictures and the images here, it's underwater.
Yes.
Some underwater sinkhole, is that what we're looking at here?
Yes, it's a sinkhole in the bottom of the Osceola River. The people weren't, however, scuba diving 14,500 years ago. This was a site that would have been an isolated pond about 130 miles from the coast at the time people were here 14,500 years ago, because sea levels were almost 300 feet lower then, and Florida was nearly twice as big.
Okay, so we're just learning of this this morning. As a non-archaeologist, I'm excited about this, but tell me, having discovered this, what you felt, what went through your mind when you realized the implications of this discovery.
Oh, it was so exciting. Though, to be fair, we were building on research done by a number of archaeologists in the 80s and 90s who had already done some excavations at the sinkhole. They found a tusk with human-made, they said, cut marks, but it wasn't widely accepted by the archaeological community. So we were actually there to reevaluate their claims. And so finding the stone knife that we discovered really showed that they had been correct. The stone knife, there's absolutely no way that could be made by nature, whereas some people had proposed that the marks on the cuts could have been caused by elephants, and by elephants I mean mastodons stomping around on the tusk later on, and our knife showed that there's no way that wasn't done by people. So it wasn't that we lucked into this layer. We were really building on some previous research. But that being said, I don't think any of us slept the night that we found the biface. Everybody was very, very, very excited, and it's been so rewarding to get to work in that sink and find these things.
Well, I imagine you all were very excited. Assistant professor at University of Florida State University. Let me get that right. Florida State University, because you can't mess those two up. Can't conflate those.
I know.
Professor Jesse Holligan, thanks so much for sharing the information, the discovery, and the excitement with us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Sure.